Hi there, today going to learn about how to add an SVG file into our Wix website. So SVGs are like a image, or a more specific term, it is like a graphic. So from the word itself, scalable vector graphics. So it is a graphic that you can add to your website. So scalable, so this also means that when we zoom in or zoom out or scale the image up or scale the image down, we have the quality of the graphic still be in high quality. So this is the difference of SVGs versus from the common image types that we use. So the common image types that we use are JPEG and PNGs. So when we zoom in or zoom out or scale the image up or scale the image down, you will see that the image becomes blurry or loses its quality. But when you use an SVG file, you will have the same quality no matter what. So without further ado, let's add the SVG into our Wix website. So if you're wondering where to have SVGs, you can have this website right here called FreePic, and then you can also download some free images right here. So for example, I'll just choose a logo, and then from here we have different examples. So for example, I want to use this logo, for example, and then when we click on it, let's wait for it to load, and then from the download button right here we have an arrow, and then we can download different types right here. So what we want to download is the SVG file and the JPEG file. So we can see that this is already downloaded. So it is this one, the 156. So this two right here. So when I click on the JPEG file, it opens in a image app. But when we open the SVG file, it opens in a browser and it looks like this. So sometimes it will look like this since SVGs are made up of code. But let's try if we add it into our website if it's correct. So but if it's not, we can just use another logo from here. So we'll go back, and then if you want to add the image, so for example, we will use an image element into our website. So for example, this one, and let's click on change image, and then let's upload first both of our files, which is this one, the JPEG file, and then the SVG file. So the file is too big and can't be uploaded, so we will choose another logo. So maybe we can choose this one, and then we have here the JPEG is in 683 kilobytes, and then the SVG is in 43 kilobytes. Maybe let's try this one. Then we have it downloaded right here. Let's try to add it into our website. So here we have the JPEG file, and then we'll also add the SVG file. And then there we have it. So from here we can see and compare. When we click on the SVG file, we can't really choose it as an image, but when we click on the JPEG file, we can choose it as an image for the image element that we added. So if you want to add the SVG file, what you can do is click on the media button right here, and then click on upload media. So since we already uploaded it, let's just close this and then click on our SVG file. And then from here, we can see our SVG file right here. So we can see that there is already a slight difference in quality when you compare it side by side. So for example, we turn this up, so the image loses its quality. But when we scale the SVG file upward, so oops, accidentally hide the image. So let's just click on it again, right here, and then right here. So you can compare that the SVG file is already more high quality than the JPEG file. So that is their difference side by side. So we can delete this image right here, and let's just use the JPEG file. But wait, we can see some more differences. For example, we have our SVG file right here. Let's click on it. We have the menu right here. We have the design, and then we can choose the opacity of our SVG, and then we can change the color. So sometimes some SVGs don't let you change the color. So we will choose another example. Again, just go to, let's just delete this one. We can change the vector right here, and then we can choose this SVG file that I already have. So for example, we have an SVG file right here, and then when we click on it, we can click on design, and then we can change the colors of the SVG file right away. So for example, I want to change the color like that, and then I want to change the other color. So for example, the bicycle font right here, and then from this one, if you want to choose a custom color, you can click on the plus sign and then change the color into the color that you want. For example, that one. And then from the background, we can hide this to make it like a transparent background. So what we can do is click on the white color right here, and then what we can do is, click on the SVG file, vector art, click on design, click on the white background, and if you want to change the custom color, you can choose this one. If you want to add another color, let's just click on add, and then if you want to, again, let's just choose a different color so that I can show it to you. So if you want to add a custom color, let's just click on add, and then click on this like ink item right here, and then click on the background, and then from here we can see that the background of the image immediately became the same color of the website. So it looks like it has a transparent background. So and then we can use it as so in our Wix website, and then we can delete this other image right here. And then that is it. I hope you learned how to add an SVG file into your Wix website, and thank you for watching.